Alright, so the people have spoken and you guys told me you want to see a updated build on the assault, and with the recent patch that we got that gave the assault quite a bit of buffs, including like ground pound damage increases, making the Chaos Marines, which you struggle with, a little bit less annoying, while also being able to get armor pips when parrying enemies, which is actually pretty integral for him as someone who goes in. The assault is actually significantly stronger. I have pretty much maxed out every weapon for him so far at this point, so it's time to reveal the updated build for the assault. Let's begin. Alright guys, so before we dive into the build, as I do in a lot of my videos, I like to explain to you some of the changes that's happened. This one isn't going to be as ranty because there's really not too much to talk about here. So what changed was basically his jump pack whenever he does his ground slam has 30% more damage, meaning he's going to do significantly more damage, which is actually pretty big. The other change that's actually affected him in a really positive light is the fact that whenever you parry an enemy and it kills them when you parry, you'll get an armor pip, which helps you sustain a lot of bit of that damage pressure that he actually has. And then the other thing is, and again, a lot of these are like for pretty much every character, but it affects him a lot more, I think. Whenever enemies shoot at you or hit you, the weaker ones like the minor they have a set amount of damage. They don't take an entire pip. So once again, while he's in the fray, he's less likely to die, which is really big. And then I think his worst matchup by far is Chaos, and they reduce like their numbers, reduce their HP, they make them teleport a lot less, and overall just made the game feel a lot better. So the assault is in a much better place. Overall, that's pretty much all the changes. Let's dive into the build. All right, we're on the build section now, and let's quickly go over the perks. So under the first row, we're going to be picking up armor reinforcements. Whenever you do a non-finisher gun strike, this will give you an armor pip. A lot of cases I find myself in a situation where I'll parry gun strike, which will give me a pip, and then I'll do a secondary gun strike that'll usually finish them and give you a second pip. And this is a really good way of really sustaining your armor. So this is our first one. Next, we're going to be picking up auxiliary arsenal. The secondary weapon deals 15% more damage. The assault is a character that is very focused on doing a bit of melee and a bit of range with his pistol. It's a weird playstyle that I'm not a massive fan of. Well, I'm not a massive fan of the perks, but this is going to be really good for that, so I would highly recommend picking that up. Next, we're going to get active attrition. Enemies hit by your melee attacks take 10% more damage. You could go with knowledge of the enemy if you want to focus more on majorist or extremist level enemies, but generally speaking, having active attrition is just great because you get more damage across the board whenever you hit any enemy, and I think that's a little bit more reliable in overall damage. But again, kind of pick what you want here between these two. Under your team perks, you're definitely going to be picking up proven efficiency. All squad members deal 50% more gun strike damage. This is going to help you just kill effectively with your gun strikes because you are a little bit gun strike reliant. Under our gear perks, we're going to get precision strike. Ground pound deals 100% more damage, but its radius is reduced. This is one of the perks I think will be probably the most contested. I know a lot of players like going Hammer of Wrath, and I like it too. It's pretty decent, but ultimately I find being able to just finish enemies is more important than trying to stay there and brawl, if that makes sense. Just being able to finish is more important, and precision strike kind of does that. You have to be more careful on like your slam downs, but I mean, this is the assault. He has to be careful in general, so adding a little bit more like extra layers of being careful doesn't matter too much. Try to just time your attacks. If you see groups, kind of hit the groups, and if you see two extremists or two majorists next to each other, I would typically go for that because that's a lot of effective damage, and 100% more is really big. Next, we're going to be picking up Zealous Blow. Ground pound kill restores jump pack charge by 10%. This is going to just be your major way of sustaining your jump pack. Since you don't really have a lot of charges and it's really hard to sustain it, this is going to be your best bet to do so. We're going to be picking up finally Pride and Duty. After a finisher, ground pound deals 25% more damage. So you have 125% more damage between these two. In a lot of cases, you'll just run in, do your hammer thrush thing. They'll get at least the smaller ones, they'll get like a finisher on them. Shoot them in the head, it'll give you an armor pip, fly up into the air, slam down, and you'll do a ton of damage. And it'll pretty much kill anything in the highest of difficulty, so it's really nice synergy. Finally, we're going to be picking up Ample Ammunition. Honestly, I just think it synergizes the best. If we're going to lean into the pistol, may as well get it. I don't know. I don't really like his signature perks. I don't think they're very good overall. But this is the best he has, so that's why I would pick up. Under our pistol, we actually swapped from the bolt pistol to the heavy bolt pistol. Seeing that we're leaning significantly more into our pistol based damage, we want a weapon that can deal as much as possible, and this one Affiliate Liberation Beta actually has the highest firepower of all his pistols, so we're definitely going with that. Under our perk tree, we mixing it up a little bit here. We're going to be picking up Great Might. This is going to give us damage against Terminus level enemies. We're going to get Death Strike. Whenever you do a melee based kill on a Matrix or higher enemy, you'll get 25% more damage. This actually helps with damage because you tend to have a little bit of damage problems. Close combat enemies at a distance of 15 meters take 10% more damage, well, no more than 15 meters. Adamant Grip, recoil is reduced, not really that important. Iron Grip, after a gun strike, recoil is reduced, again, not that important. Extended Mag, this one isn't that important either, but a little bit of extra ammo. And then we move up here for the Headhunter, because this is important, more headshot damage. You're going to be doing a ton of gun strikes, so it's going to pretty much set you up to just shoot them in the head. And this actually helps you like finish a lot of enemies. Then we get another Headhunter for that same exact reason. And then Adamite Hunter is going to give us some more damage when our health is low. I tend to not be low health, but you know, well, at least not 30% typically. But whenever you do get down, it'll make it a little bit easier for you to deal more damage. And then finally we end with Honed Precision. I don't love this, but this is the best we can go. But yeah, Honed Precision, it's going to give you more decrease in your maximum spread, which is pretty good. From the last builds, we didn't really change too much when it comes to the melee weapon, but we're going with another fencing based weapon because parry is just so good in this game. I considered trying the fist, but it just didn't feel as good, but I may play with it in the future, but for now we're still using the hammer. I think this is just better. How we're doing this is we're going Perpetual Strength for the melee damage. We're going to be picking up Fast Preparation for the Aftershock preparation. I really like Aftershock. I think it's like the best part of his kit. Melee damage here, another melee damage because the double melee is really decent. Melee damage against extremist level enemies is increased because we want to kill those guys. Really don't want to like man fight too much, so that's pretty good. We're going to be picking up Aftershock and Ground Slam does more contested HP, which is good. And then when you're fully armored, you get more melee damage. It's not the best, but you tend to actually get a lot of armor pips from the recent change, as well as just having decent armor pip generation. We pick up Chaos Slayer because Chaos, they're a pain in the ass to deal with in this class. And then Hard Target, while performing light combos, you take 15% less range damage, which you're primarily going to do like light into heavy, so that's kind of what you're going to do. Generally speaking, patience rewarded. A fully prepared Aftershock will restore 1 armor segment. I feel like this doesn't work sometimes. I'm not sure, maybe I don't fully charge it, but yeah, you'll get an armor pip, which is going to help you with more armor sustain, and it's actually pretty decent. He still has defense issues, but this helps a lot. We're going to finally end off with Matrix Slayer. Melee damage against Matrix enemies are increased by 10%, and that's how we finish up the melee weapon. And there you have it, guys. That is my updated Assault build. As I probably said in the intro, Assault is a lot better than he previously was. A lot of the buffs actually helped him quite a bit. I wouldn't say he's the best character, but he's not like terrible. I don't think there's a terrible Marine in the game. I would like to see a little bit more defense on him overall, but he's in a much better place. We'll gotta see what future updates hold for him, but he's pretty good. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the build, what character you'd like to see next, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one very soon.